This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello, humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. That's right, the video game show that is not hosted by an annoying e-beggar. There are no Patreons, no Super Chats. That's right, we just talk about the games we love and how fun it is to hoard them, and maybe a topic here or there. Now, with that said, let's get ready for the show. On today's episode... Hello, humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. That's right, today I'm going to review Big Blue. My first experience with a full, right, or a 3/4 cabinet, right, one of the bigger ones from Arcade One Up. Before this, I owned a Space Invaders mini cab, and it's always been fine and great, right? Never had anything bad to say about it. It's just okay. It's good. It served its purpose, right? But this right here is a different animal, right? It's a model of an arcade. When you hear a lot of reviews out there, specifically from people that are fans of full arcade cabinets, I think they make an unfair comparison, right? It's a false equivalent. Comparing this to an arcade cabinet, it's like comparing a moped to a Harley. It's just two different animals. All right, guys, so the journey begins. This is the packaging, and I have to say, everything came in very tightly packed. No tears that I can see. This is the box that it came in. Everything was solid. No big tears on the box. And there is the top part. Let's go. Looks like I'm going to be building IKEA furniture, so I only need one tool. That tells me that the material is not going to be that thick. The instructions are pretty simple and well laid out. You know, just like if you were putting together furniture. Looks rather straightforward and simple. Let's see how it works out. And that's the base right there. Part 1 has been assembled. 1/2-inch particle board. Most places the edges are actually like, just to give you an example here, 490,000, 495,000, depending where you check it. And then the inside, let's see here, it's a little thinner, about 480, about 10 thou thinner, 475, depending what spot you check it in. Guys, for context, this is also IKEA furniture, right? But it's wood, almost 1.5 inches, 1 inch, 465 thousandths approximately. Very lightweight. And you could also ship it. This particular one is like 72 inches. And it's 3 times as thick as the Arcade One Up. Alright guys, so this is the machine. As far as looks, it looks great. Everybody that's looked at this machine, that's come over and played on it, says the same thing. It looks amazing. And to be fair, they have all been casual players, and they love the way it looks. They love the seat, right? For me, being a experienced, Street Fighter player, this is where it falls apart for me, and probably for most players, and it's the sticks and the control panel itself. Why? Because it's just too small. That's what it is. It's too small, and it's not big enough for 2 people. And let me tell you, I am not a large person, right? I'm not. This is what you're going to see in the lobbies most of the time. I don't care, and my family doesn't care because, we don't play online. I went on there just to test it. Everybody that played said that the lag was acceptable. And I'm not talking about regular folks. I'm talking about my neighbors that work at major developers here in Silicon Valley. They said the lag was acceptable. I don't know if my machine has an update or what have you, because I've heard that for other people it's not that way. It's connected wirelessly, right? So it's acceptable. But let me tell you, most people are just playing it by themselves. You're just playing by yourself, or you're playing with a family member. But this right here for me is too small, right? And like I said, I'm not a large person. If you're 6 foot, 5'10", oh man, this would be like just a single player machine for me. I would just mod this whole thing to a single player. For me, that I know that I'm going to be playing with other people, I have to come up with a mod for this that I haven't even seen, because I have to lift it and then spread it out so these can be more separate in order to play 2 players. You also have to beef up the machine with the brackets that I showed you, because if not, if you're kind of rough on the machine, then it's going to wiggle on you, right? Because it's just not for heavy use. It's mostly a do-it-yourself kit for fans, and for that, it serves its purpose, right? As far as looks, you give it a 10. If you're an avid player, you're going to come here and say this is a 6.5. That's where the machine loses you, right? But as far as the online play, everything that I've experienced has been okay. And all right, of course, you guys want to know how I feel about my cabinet, right? Let me tell you, the sticks are a 6.5. The visuals are a 10. So if I had to average it, 7.75, 8, whatever the math is, I'm mostly happy with it. What did I think about it technically, the insides, right? I don't want to be too harsh on it, and I want to be impartial. Probably the hardest thing with this thing was separating the people from the machine, right? I've been critical of Arcade 1-Up's PR. So I wanted to make sure that that didn't taint my review, because I see that a lot on YouTube. Just because you don't like the people, you put that on the product, and that's 2 different things. Whether the people working there or not are doing a good job or a bad job, it has nothing to do on the product itself, right? So I brought people over from my neighborhood. A lot of them work here in the area, in Silicon Valley. They work for developers, right? They judged it on the lag. They said it was acceptable, right? I don't know if my machine has been updated or not, but at least the one I have here is acceptable via wireless. Now, let me say this. My internet connection is amazing, right? In my area, it's really good. So in your area, you might have to connect hardwired. I don't know. The controllers, they didn't notice anything. They weren't as harsh as I was, because they're just casual players. They really didn't care, guys. As a matter of fact, when I gave them a choice if they wanted to play online or play against each other, they'd just rather play against each other. Really, nobody wanted to play online besides just not wanting to play online. They'd rather play another game. They wanted to test the other games, and they were having fun with it. The machines are fun. Comparing them to regular arcade machines, I think it's unfair, because they serve 2 different purposes. If you live in an apartment building, for example, of 6 floors with no elevator, it doesn't make sense for you to get full arcade machines, because you don't want to be dragging those up and down. I couldn't have those in where I live. I'm not going to drag them up and down. Besides, the cost of energy would be too high, especially in this area. They charge an arm and a leg. The Arcade 1-Ups, they don't use that much energy. So that's a plus. Can you have fun with these machines? Absolutely, they are fun. Especially these titles that you're connected with because of nostalgia. When I was building the machine, I found out really probably the reason why people are not returning them. Besides scalping, of course. But the NFL Blitz isn't being scalped, at least in my area, and they're not being returned. Because if there was an open box out there, on sale for, $250, I'd go buy it right away. But there isn't. And the reason is, once you unpack this, guys, you're in a relationship. You are. Because I'll give you my experience, and it's subjective, right? And it's different for everybody. I have a connection with this game because I used to play it with my family when they were young. How big of a fan was I? I had a Street Fighter t-shirt, and I made sure that the one I bought had a mini size so I can buy it for my 2-year-old son. And we could wear the same thing, right? That's how big a fan I was. And having him here playing the machine with me was absolutely cool. And I can't wait for my girls to come over and, see the machine themselves. They're going to get a kick out of it because the visuals, I'm telling you, they're a 10 out of 10. If you get it in tip-top shape, the machine looks great. To a person that came over, they said it looked amazing, right? The first word out of their mouth was wow. So I'm telling you, that's what most people here thought. And not only that, somebody's going to go buy one, and they said, but they also notice the sticks, and they're going to upgrade the sticks. So what happens? He can't have better shit than me. Now I got to upgrade, right? And if you start modifying your cabinet, of course you're not going to return it. And it's going to be the same thing for these machines, whether you buy a Marvel versus Capcom 2 or a Blitz. It's just that emotion that people feel when they come into your home and they see the machine. That has to be a strong draw, because I wasn't expecting that until I saw it in person. And when you see people go, wow, what is that? Oh, Street Fighter. Oh, what does it have? And they're excited. But with that said, would it be a great experience for me if I had paid $5.99? No. How about a $6.49 for a Dragon Slayer? No. Because right off the bat, depending what arcade machine you get or how tall you are, right, you could be looking at anywhere from $200 to $400 just in improvements on top of what you're already paying. And at that point, you're looking at full arcade prices. I know that my audience is more price conscious, right? We're always looking for value. And for me, these can be fun, right? Especially in smaller spaces. You can create the arcade look, right? The arcade feel, which I've seen many times done on YouTube. And you can have a great time, even though they are not full arcade machines. But go into it knowing that you're going to have to improve something. Whether it's patch updates for this machine or any other machine, there's going to be modifications made. And for that reason, you have to get the best price. Now, if you're made out of money and you don't care, and you're just a casual player, hey, more power to you. You're living the dream, right? But for those of us who are more price conscious and know that we're going to have to spend extra money in improving the machines, I would wait till you get the machine you want on sale, because eventually they all will be on sale except for Marvel versus Capcom 2 because it's selling out and you can't get anywhere, guys. If I had to rate my machine overall, like I said, after thinking about it, after looking at the machines, after looking at these prices, yeah, $7.75, $8. If I got it for $2.99, then it would be a 9. The cheaper the price, the better you're going to feel about your machine. If you want a nostalgia-driven high, then go ahead and buy it. And you'll be satisfied for sure. All right, guys, I will catch you on the next one. That is my review. Price is everything. Get the best price if you want something like this. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.
New videos every Monday and Sunday. Thank you for joining me on another episode of the Gen X Gamer. Remember to like and subscribe, click that notification bell, and remember, never ever be afraid to be happy. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.